We're here once again in Cocodrie, reporting to you for Tri-Parish News.
For over 40 years, I, along with my team, have had the distinct pleasure of archiving special events and special people in our area. When I was a young reporter, I never realized how important those seemingly routine interviews would become. And as we have made our journey through the television industry, the most important memories to us have been captured through the lens of a camera and a microphone. We just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of those who have given us our start and continue to support us 40 years into our great journey. When you signed on back then and still today, you are helping preserve the precious moments that will be archived for future generations. It's been a joy, and we thank you here at HTV. HTV, preserving the past and moving into the future.
Everybody, welcome into Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here. Big weekend around the area, and particularly in Terrebonne Parish. And it'll be the third annual Pairing for a Purpose. That's the Vegas-style nights. It's going to be on August 10th from 6 to 10 p.m. at the Mardi Gras Hall, downtown Houma. And of course, it's put on by CASA of Terrebonne. It's the third annual event. Here to talk a little more about it, we'll start with Tim Stevens, a board member for CASA of Terrebonne, Reese Prevost, the president, board president of CASA of Terrebonne, and Christine Aucoin, executive director of CASA of Terrebonne. Guys, thanks so much for being with us. I know this is a big event for you guys, a big fundraiser for y'all too. Let's talk about this event first, then we'll talk a little more about CASA. So tell me about CASA, Tim, and how you got involved, and what are you guys doing?
So I was actually a few years ago, they had a board opening spot, and I was asked to come and kind of speak to them and find out, what they were all about. Lifelong resident, but, I'm sad to say that I didn't know much about it. And so after kind of meeting with the board, it was something that I really wanted to get more involved and learn more about. And so that was a couple years ago now, and so I've actually been a part of one of these Pairing for Purpose events, and this one's a little different. This one, we're adding a casino night to it, so hopefully we're going to give everybody a chance to play some games and not just raise money, but have a good time for themselves as well. So we'll see. I think it's going to be a good event. Yeah,
it should be good. $85 per person, includes $500 in plain chips, refreshments, cocktails, those kind of things. So it should be a big night there. Reese, tell me about CASA too. It is one of those events, when you learn more about it, you're going, man, this is so needed. It's a bummer we need it, but it is so needed. So tell me about your experience as well.
Yeah, so, CASA is very important in our community, believe it or not, but we have about 182 kids that are not represented by CASA. And so what we do for as CASA is those kids that are in foster care, a CASA advocate is selected for them, and they represent them through the foster care process. And on behalf of the courts, they're kind of an independent voice for that child, making sure the best interest of that child is considered. So I've got involved in this into CASA Terrebonne several years ago. My first exposure was with my oldest daughter, who we fostered and adopted. So it's kind of been my way of giving back to CASA and to the whole foster care program in our community. So
yeah, it sure has. And Christine, we've talked before about the need. So 182, is that usual, unusual, where that number of children in need an advocate?
Well, a little bit more about that. There's over 200 kids in foster care. Just in Terrebonne Parish, we're only serving 30%. The number varies by the number of advocates that we actually have, and that's what we've struggled with the last couple of years, is getting our advocate numbers up. I'm happy to say at the moment we're actually training a class of 9, so that in September the needs of all of these advocates will be taking on kids, so there'll be less on our waiting list. You were talking about the fundraiser, the funds go toward training these advocates. It also goes toward, we just recently, this past month, we've been, the advocates come to us with the needs of the children that they're serving, and a lot of them did not have the school supplies nor the uniforms that they needed. And so the funds that we collect from fundraisers like this goes toward those different expenses. So it's very much needed. The fundraisers are. I think that if you can and get involved at being an advocate, because it is a very, it's needed, but it's also not an easy volunteer experience. There are other ways to be involved in CASA, and one of them is coming out for our fundraiser.
Yeah, no, that's a great way to give back. Can you be a little more specific about what you're looking for in an advocate?
As far as, I'll just take you back to the 9 in our class. They vary, all walks of life. You have to be 21 years of age. This class represents teachers in the community, also in the health profession. We have a coder, a medical coder. We have a retired person. So it's not, you don't have to have any special training per se before you come to class. We give you the training. We prepare you for what you're going to face once you take those cases. And so we tell you, if you have a heart for a child, if you have a grandchild, if you have a niece or a nephew, it's like caring and looking after the interests of those people that are even in your family. It's no different from that. So it's not a hard advocacy, a hard, I guess, volunteer in that sense. It's harder because of what you see sometimes in the system. The system's not an easy place for them to be. And so the advocates, or they step in the gap whenever these children need different resources that they're not getting necessarily, or they're in placements they may not necessarily need to be in. And so they advocate for all these different things. They bring these recommendations before the judge. And so while that child's in state's custody, we're making sure that they're receiving the services that they need, just anything that they need, just like if they would actually be in their own home.
Yeah, so you told me it's not for the timid, though, right?
No,
you got to be ready to be an advocate for sure.
Yes.
Again, we'll take a break, but it's at the Mardi Gras Hall on August 10th. It's from 6 to 10 p.m. It's going to be a casino-like atmosphere. $85, you get $500 worth of chips. There'll be all kind of refreshments and all, and a great event. We'll talk more about CASA when we come back right here on Bayou Time.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by South Louisiana Bank. It's better when we bank together. Waits and Downer, attorneys at law. Terrebonne Ford, built Ford tough.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Bayou Time. Harry McCullough here, court-appointed special advocate. That's what CASA stands for. And each year, over 4,000 children are in the Louisiana system navigating the complexity of social welfare and the juvenile court system. So that's why CASA is so important for the area. We're talking about a big fundraiser that's going to happen on Saturday at the Mardi Gras Hall. It's August 10th from 6 to 9. It's a fundraiser for a night of entertainment featuring 10 table games, live performances, and authentic Las Vegas flair. It's $85 per person, and that includes like $500 worth of chips. You get refreshments, cocktails, and that kind of stuff as well. Here to talk a little more about it is Tim Stevens, Reese Prevost, and Christine Oakland. So guys, thanks so much for being with us. Let's talk about a little more about the night. And so what happens when somebody comes at, do you have to be there right at 6 o'clock?
Well, you know, if you want to maximize your money and your time, we're going to have cocktails available. There's going to be a little cocktail contest between our kind sponsors that decided to do it. Mahoney's, Bayou Cane Sports Bar, Bayou Terrebonne Distillers, like La Coretta, Spigots, and Walk-Ons. So you get there, you get you a cocktail, you can vote on the best. And then everything's going to be kind of paired with some food from some local restaurants. We got a magician that's going to do some Las Vegas flair out there. You got a Elvis impersonator that's going to get you married.
This truly is.
Yeah, you're gonna have the whole experience right here in downtown Houma. So, yeah, I mean, it's gonna. I think it's a unique event. You know, I mean, everybody, you know, we've all been to a dozen cook-offs, you know, to raise money, and it was to find something that you can do different but still raise money, and everybody have a night out.
Sure.
You know, something different. You and your wife can come and you know, have a different, unique night.
Do you win money, or hopefully all those people give it back? Right?
Well, you're gonna win. You're gonna win chips, and those chips you can turn into door prizes. You can't win anything monetary.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know.
Yeah, but even if you do, you should give it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, but it will be a good time, and whatever's won, you can't walk away with door prizes. The more you gamble. So
I got you. Reese, how many people were we expecting?
You know, so this is our third year, and it's grown every year. So last year we had about 150 people that attended, and we actually had it here at HTV Studios. So it was a pretty nice event. And so we're hoping that, you know, we exceed that 150 mark. You know, if we can get over 200 people, that'd be awesome. But it's going to be a great night. I know we got a lot of other good fundraisers in our community that happen, but we want to hopefully bring something new and exciting to this part of town. And, you know, we've kind of kept it downtown. We've got a lot of historical buildings here and stuff. So we started out at the distillery 3 years ago. We moved over here to HTV Studios, which is pretty cool upstairs. And then we're doing it at the Mardi Gras Bingo Hall. And if you haven't been to the Mardi Gras Bingo Hall lately, it's a nice facility. It's been updated since the COVID period. So hopefully, you know, it feels like you're in Vegas a little bit. So
Yeah, it's been updated since I've been in here. It's like Woolworths. You know, back in the time you could buy a soda there. It was a real cool place. But yeah, you can see the windows are real nice. That's an updated hall, and can hold a lot of people in there as well. So we were talking about 4,000 children, Christine, in the system in the state. So that's big. Are we making a dent into this? Are we getting enough people involved?
I think across the board, we have 18 programs in the state, and all of them are struggling with trying to get advocates. I think COVID took a big hit on everybody's advocate population, but then also Ida hit us, and it kind of just devastated not only our advocate pool, but also our foster homes. We have a lot of kids that are fostering outside of the area, and so there's a lot of more obstacles, I guess you can say, to being an advocate, because part of it is seeing the child every month, and to travel, sometimes that's a burden for somebody to have to travel out of the area to actually see the child. So
yeah, he showed quickly the number of advocates and the number of time that is needed. Jason, if you throw those back up. So Children Serve 64, have 52. That's just here in Terrebonne?
Yeah, this is only Terrebonne Parish, yeah.
And 182 on the way. And you have another training session that's coming up in September.
We have one in September 24th will be our orientation day, and then there will be 5 weeks of online and in-person training, and then we do one small training after that to get familiar with our online management system. And then we go before a judge, and the class gets sworn in. And once they're sworn in, they're able to choose their cases.
Can you take me through this a little bit? What we're looking at here?
So this is, it's kind of hard for me to see actually.
So yeah, I think, you know, you become the judge appoints the CASA program. I can see it. Then, of course, you're introduced to the child. CASA visits with the child at least once a month. CASA provides communications with everyone. Then CASA provides advocacy for that child in the best interest in the courtroom. And then CASA's goal is to the advocate until the child is returned home or placed into a safe environment. So that's all good, and the child is then placed in foster care. So they're all very important rules. And you're right, if that was just a child out there trying to navigate themselves, it'd be pretty rough.
It would be. And so we kind of or the agency or the program that stays with that child every step of the way from the time they get on the case. The advocate, we ask them to stay at least until that case is finished in the courts, because their lawyers may change, their caregivers may, case workers may change, their placement may change, but we don't want the CASA to change. And so that's where our consistency comes in.
Yeah, and here's the phone number to contact. You can get there at 876-0250, and there's the address. And the website's probably the easiest way to go about
Yeah,
it. So,
that's where you can put your application in.
all right, guys, well, thanks. Have a great Saturday night,
Thank you.
for sure. And again, that'll be at the Mardi Gras Hall right here in town. So you'll take people walking up, right?
Absolutely.
All right.
Exactly.
Okay, guys, thanks for being with us. We'll see
Yeah.
you. All right, that'll do it for this edition of Bayou Time. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Today's social media segment is brought to you by Alford and Associates for all of your insurance needs. CIS, Cardiovascular Institute of the South, the highest quality cardiovascular care available. Barker Honda, the Barker family tradition of quality.